So maybe just taking a slow breath in through the nose, and then as you breathe out, allowing your belly and chest to relax, shoulder blades to drop down your back, and just keeping some alertness in the spine. Setting an intention that we're going to do this practice, peace, bringing compassion to ourselves, as well as then resting the mind in the present. And then just considering our motivation. Why would we do this practice? How could it benefit us and those around us? So just bring your attention to your belly, noticing the belly rising on the in-breath and dropping on the out-breath. Just following the movement. Just following that movement of the breath in the belly. Noticing space between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the out-breath and the in-breath. A still, quiet place. Becoming aware of the chest, the expansion of the ribs, sternum lifting on the in-breath, and the contraction on the out-breath. Just following each breath. We're not having to regulate or control the breath. We're just allowing the body to breathe, but just bring your attention to that part of the body. Becoming aware of the shoulders. Noticing if they might rise on the in-breath, drop on the out-breath, maybe just some expansion. Just following that movement with the breath. And then just becoming aware of the breath at the tip of the nose or inside the nose, top of the lip, whether you feel it most. And just sensing the cool air as it comes in the nose and the warm air as it leaves. The mind starts wandering, just coming back to the breath, just coming back to that sensation of the air as it comes in and goes out. With your full attention just around the nose, maybe just noticing, can you find when one breath finishes, the next starts? When is that point, that sort of tipping point? Is there a space between? And then just gently expanding your awareness out to the whole breath. As the cool air comes in and the belly lifts and the chest expands, shoulders maybe move up. And the warm air leaving as the belly and chest contract, the shoulders drop. Just following that breath. Just inviting the breath in and letting it go. Not regulating it in any way. Just being curious about the experience of the breath. How does the breath feel? Is it different each breath? And then just bring your attention particularly to the out breath. Noticing what happens when we just have attention on the out breath. Maybe there's a sense of relaxation in the body. Maybe it's almost like the awareness dropping down into the body. And then maybe just gone to sleep. As you breathe in, start seeing like you're breathing in through your feet. And then as you breathe out, breathing out through your feet. Maybe if the feet are connecting with the ground, really sensing into that feel connection with the ground. Breathing in, maybe as if you're drawing strength, connection with the earth, and breathing out and just releasing. See how that feels in the body. Knowing the body's here, being held by the ground, being held by gravity. Body's breathing itself. And just be. And then we're just going to do a check-in about how we are at this moment in time, like a sort of weather check. How we are in the body. So just being aware how the body feels at this moment in time. Being curious. You might use the breath and just scanning up as you breathe in and scanning down as you breathe out. So we're not getting stuck on any particular sensation. Just becoming aware of what's happening in the body. Sensations are there. How is the body at the moment? And then just checking in with the emotions and feelings. What emotions and feelings are there? Okay, don't get caught up in analysing them. Just see what comes up. There might be one strong emotion. There might be smaller ones. Might not be much. You might not be able to put a name to it. That's fine. Just acknowledging what other feelings are there. And thoughts. What thoughts keep popping up in your mind? Thoughts about what's happened or going to happen. The particular worries that keep coming back, keep niggling. So although you keep returning to the breath, same thoughts keep just popping up in your mind. We're not getting caught up in analysing them or thinking, just recognising where your mind keeps drifting off to, what keeps calling to you. And we're just going to do this practice of pause. So maybe just picking one thing, having gone through that check about how we are at the moment, maybe picking one thing that's causing you some difficulty at this moment in time. Probably nothing too major as we do this practice for the first time, but something that maybe is niggling, something difficult. Could be a sensation in the body. It could be a particular emotion or some worry or thoughts that you keep getting. So just bringing that to mind. Just with a soft touch. So just trying to have a soft touch as you bring whatever this difficulty is to mind. And then the P of peace, pause. So it's just that pausing. So you bring this difficulty to mind. Just pausing with it. And as we do, just exhaling, maybe just exhaling with a sigh or groan. Maybe doing a few, just letting go, just exhaling, letting go. And then the A, acknowledging, just acknowledge what's there. We often tend to push away or ignore, deny things that are uncomfortable, things that cause us difficulty. So it's just that acknowledgement, just acknowledging whatever this difficulty is now. Maybe words like, this is a moment of suffering. This is a time of difficulty. I ache, or sad, or I worry. Just acknowledging it. Okay, not getting caught up in thinking or analysing it. Just acknowledge it's there. And as you acknowledge it, just allowing it to. Another A, just allowing it to be there. Just allowing, acknowledging it's there, just allowing it to be. Not trying to get rid of it without analysing it, without contracting around it. So just acknowledge, allow. I'm going to see, it's about the choices that we can make and how we deal with this this current difficulty. Maybe we just bring some courage, just tapping in to a sense of courage. Is there some part of the body where you feel a strength? Maybe tapping into that. Maybe tapping into memories of times when you've had courage, when you've been brave. Just tapping into that. Just having that sense of courage. A sense that I can deal with this. I have courage. And with that sense of courage, so we acknowledge it, we accept it, we have a sense of courage, just having some clarity, almost like turning the spotlight onto this area of difficulty. Again, it's not a sense of analysing, it's just becoming fully aware of what this difficulty is as it sits here. So still allowing it just to be, but maybe, if it's okay for us, just putting a spotlight on it, having clarity about what this difficulty is. And then really bringing compassion as we understand what this difficulty is, with courage, we acknowledge it, we allow it, and just really bring in a sense of compassion for yourself. You might bring your hand over your heart. You might bring your hand over a part of the body that's related to the difficulty. You might say words like, I'm okay, I'll be okay, we'll be okay. I can get through this. I can manage. Just finding the right words for you. You might picture a light or something outside you, a compassionate light that you can draw in, that you breathe in. You can breathe that compassion inwards to just give you extra strength to bring that compassion to your difficulty. And then the final C, because it's a C, we use the word comedy, but it's a lightness. It's that lightness, having a light touch, rather than whatever this difficulty being in our core, being almost like it's the whole of us. There's nothing else but this difficulty. Just having that lightness, maybe a sense of humour, the recognition that we're just suffering like other people suffer. We're not the only ones. Maybe you can even have a half smile on our lips. In a sense of just welcoming whatever's there. Just touching in again in that sense of pausing, exhaling, the acknowledgement, the acceptance, allowing, but doing it with courage, clarity and compassion, and that lightness. And then the final stage is just opening up, just expanding, maybe to what's around you, other experiences. You're just expanding into the body, expanding into the senses, emotions, into your thoughts. You're just holding all these in mind, just allowing them to be. We're just going to allow our minds to rest in the midst of the present, in the midst of all these experiences. We're just allowing thoughts to come and go, sensations to come and go, sounds and other sensory experiences just to come and go, emotions and feelings to come and go. A cloud just passing across the sky. They rise, they display, and they go again. And when you find yourself getting caught up in thinking, as we tend to do, then just use your breath to come back to the present, just with a light touch. Just that light awareness of the breath that allows us to connect with the present. So we have our awareness on the breath that helps connect to the present. We're also aware of all those other experiences. Becoming aware that we're not only one experience. No one thing is us. And thoughts are grabbed onto when you start thinking and just coming back to the breath. You might note what the thought is. Is it the same thoughts that keep coming back, that draw you in, that get your attention and draw you into thinking? Does it become a habit? And just coming back to the breath, to the present. You find yourself caught up in thinking, maybe just noting where your thoughts have gone, where your thinking's led you, and come back to the present, just using the breath as an anchor. Really having a light touch, with lightness. Just accepting that our minds wander, and being mindful. It's actually recognizing our minds wander and coming back to the present. Because we're not trying to clear our minds or get rid of thoughts. We're just not getting caught up in thinking. Maybe emotions that pass through, just allowing them to be. We're being aware that thoughts that maybe appear and getting caught up in thinking around the emotions, but just letting them go. And sensations. We feel our attention constantly called to one part of the body. And again, just allowing it, expanding your awareness out to encompass all your current experiences in the moment. The mind wanders, just going back to the present, using the breath as an anchor. Then as we come to the end of this practice, just thinking again of the E, of the peace. So we used it to expand to all our experiences. But then, as we're ready to move on, or if you do this practice in everyday life, there's also the engagement. So having been through the sequence, it's that bit about being able to engage with the rest of your life, with the people around you, with a sense of maybe great openness, greater sense of presence.